A weapon, 30-round magazine, and it was the favourite of many awards from the 70s and 80s. It was known as the MP40, and to feed it, he has a pouch of magazines on his left and right hand side. Because as a squad leader, carrying a rifle would be too cumbersome, and also in the assault, the submachine gun comes into its own for clearing buildings and clearing out enemy positions. And also as a motorcyclist, he wears regulation motorcyclist goggles. His rank is indicated on his collar tabs, on his neck, and also on his arm. And on his left arm you can also see the cuff title, which is the cuff title of Adolf Hitler, because this was originally the premier bodyguard unit of Hitler during the 1930s, the Leibstandarte, which went on to be a combat unit of its own during World War II. So, next man up is a typical infantryman from the Normandy period, what the Americans and British would have encountered. He carries a carbiner 98, and he also has a set of ammunition pouches to supply ammunition. He also, in this case, he has a reversible helmet cover, as well as the smock. At his back he carries what's known as the assault pack, which consists of his mess tins, his rations to live, and also what's known as a Zelfan, which is a triangular piece of material that uses a waterproof cape and also used to make a tent with other members of the squad. In his belt he carries what the audience all know in the film, the stick grenade. The stick grenade had greater distance and time power because of its construction, rather than like the egg grenade in the Allies. So,
I'm finished with this.
Yeah, hold on to it.
No, because this is a live fire demonstration, and this is going to be very loud. So those of you with kids, those of you with anyone sensitive to loud noise, just beware of this now, okay? Because it is going to be fairly loud. Again, this is the same as if the weapon is being fired, except one thing that doesn't happen is it doesn't fire a bullet, but the charge behind the bullet is the same. So again, the K98 was a development of the First World War long rifle, and it's fired a 5-round clip of 7.90
she's short,
ammunition.
just to let her in.
The grenadier, as you can see, loads it in the clip on the top of the charger, closes the bolt, and what he's going to do is he's going to give a demonstration. He's going to get the order from the Waffenführer, who's going to give an order to engage the enemy at a certain range and at a certain rate of fire. Okay, Waffenführer, you have a bit else. So again, just be mindful of your hearing for this because it is quite loud.
Oil flag!
Okay, as you see on the right hand, the K98 even though it had a 5-round magazine, was a very capable and versatile weapon. Okay, next man up. He's a showman, and he's brought back a trophy from the Eastern Front. The SS extended use of captured enemy weapons, and in this case, a most highly prized weapon was the PPSH-41, or the Balalaika, given this nickname. Of broken durable construction, these weapons were absolutely indestructible, and as I said, were the prize of many a German soldier on these with point with his own weapon jammed up. So, if you have seen a number of films like Stalingrad, Enemy at the Gates, you will see these being used principally for house clearing and close quarter battery. It had a 75 to 100 round drum magazine, which made for a long range fire. And it was, as we said, sturdy, reliable, and Brendan here is going to demonstrate close quarter firing of the PPSH. Again, it's a loud weapon, so be mindful of anyone with sensitive hearing.
Now, up your ears, up your ears.
Okay, continuing the theme on captured weapons, our next grenadier carries what's known as an SVT-40. It was one of the early Soviet designs of the first generation of semi-automatic rifles. So Russia and a number of other countries pioneered this weapon, even though they would more commonly use the bolt-action Mosin Nagant. NCOs, snipers and specialist troops carried the SVT because and they were responsible for a greater degree of maintenance than the bolt-action rifles. So what we'll see here, again, we're going to give a short demonstration of loading and firing under the orders of the squad leader.
Let's come here.
Again, in the case of close quarter battle, to have a jam in the heat of the moment meant certain death. So a second man was always importantly firing while the first man was jammed. So this was the danger of some with one of weapons. High rate of fire. But if the weapon jammed again, it could cost you your life.
Daddy, could you hold that now?
Next up we have a pair of riflemen who are basically going to give again continuing the theme of engaging the enemy at the battlefield. These two riflemen are carrying K98s, one in the smock and one in the more traditional field rails. So under the orders of the squad leader, they're going to load and fire one from the kneeling position, one from the standing position, and they're going to just basically give a demonstration of firing at different ranges and different positions.
Up your ears. Yeah, I'm done.
If this trooper is following the kneeling position, swords are going to fire from standing, kneeling and lying position, depending on the cover available. Again, the squad NCO there is using fire, pointing out the enemy for the rifleman. Okay, the next grenadier, who is wearing again, this is a man who's been armed in 1944. He's wearing what the M43 soft cap, which was developed from the mountain trooper's hat. It was a very practical and very popular piece of clothing. Again, you will see it in many of the war films. And yet again, he wears the reversible smock. He carries his helmet, which has also has a reversible cover on it. He's armed again with the Gewehr 98. And instead of jack boots, this man wears short boots and gaiters. And this is typical of the late war, where the soldier uniform had developed somewhat. Jack boots were done. Soldiers wore the M43 cap for comfort a lot of the time. As you can see when he turns around, he's wearing very light fighting order. He carries a shovel to dig in cover, small shell scrape. He carries a bread bag, which is the subsistence, which carries rations for 24 hours, cleaning equipment, spare socks, and he also carries one flask of water. Again, these fellas travel fast and carry light. He was no use being burdened with a large rucksack of weapons and ammunition. Next man's line up is Osana Tata. Every unit of the German army has a man detached from the field medical corps. This man is different from the standard rifleman in that instead of carrying a rifle, his pouches which he wears in the front are full of field dressings. So his job is to follow the men into battle, and because he's going to be in battle, he's wearing the steel helmet, and on his arm the native non-combat status, he wears the Red Cross armband, which was, on the Western Front anyway, was respected by both sides. In Normandy and Ireland, medics from both from Allied and German side had no problem with treating each other's wounded. And in the Battle of Arnhem, General Frost of the Airborne actually made a point on complimenting the SS medics for the way they treated the Allied wounded as good as their own. So as you can see, he wears a mixture in the late war. He wears what's called dot camouflage trousers. He wears the field grey tunic and has two pouches full of medical dressings. He'll also have a case of medical equipment to use when the casualties get back to the medical station. The next man is the guy who shapes the battle and conducts the battle from his map case. This is a senior officer of the Waffen SS, As you can see, denoted by his shoulder, his shoulder boards, the fact that he's a combat veteran, he is after winning the Knight's Cross, and also joined the Oakley's Clusters of the Knight's Cross. So this man would have been, I think, from a battalion to a brigade, a division to a brigade commander. And for lightness, because he's not going to be in combat, he carries a pistol for close protection. And he wears, because it's not directly in battle, he wears the M43 soft cap. As with other things, and his jacket is tailored. Again, he has the luxury of the divisional tailor, so it's more a finer cut than the lads who have to make do whatever they get out of the stores. He wears riding breeches, and he wears finely polished. He's a good Batman. He wears finely polished jackboots. So the Batman won't be in trouble this evening. Boots are fine. Okay, then that's the lineup of a typical squad of German soldiers fighting in Normandy in 1944, and with a few captured weapons from the Russian side. So what next we move on to is the support squad of the German army in the field. On your right, which you can see laid out in its component parts, is the 81mm light mortar. So what the Führer is going to do, he's going to assemble his squad of men. He's going to brief them on the infantry have called for mortar support, because there's a position that's bigger than what they can handle. So what will happen is there'll be a request for the mortar squad to take part, to come up to the front line, deploy the mortar and fire it in support of the squad. What you can see on the ground there, from the closest to you can see a base plate, known in German as the Bodenplatte, carried by one of the men. Next to it is the bipod, which joins the barrel to the base plate, and the bipod contains the traversing and elevation mechanism and contains the barrel clamp, which clamps the barrel onto the bipod. The last man carries the barrel, so each man in the mortar squad under the Führer would carry a certain part of the weapon and would be trained under his direction to bring it into action quickly and efficiently. So again, the Führer here is the squad leader. He's going to bring the squad into action under his direction. He'll select the ground, the place for the base plate. And once the base plate goes in, the rest of the mortar is assembled on it. So he's scouting forward, seeking out the enemy position. You can see where it is. So he's using his experience and his sound tactical judgment to deploy the mortar in the best position. First down is the base plate. Okay, next down is the barrel, and the assistant grenadier will clamp on the bipod. So the weapon is assembled. As you can see, it comes together fairly quickly. Another man will prepare the ammunition.
Daddy,
Securing the bipod, make sure the weapon is pointing in the direction of the enemy.
I want to see it.
And you'll set the sights. So in the direction of the squad leader, you'll know aim and fire the mortar. German, what he's saying here, he wants to load one round, load and fire. Again, like the rifle, this is quite loud. So he's watching before the shot. The weapon has to make an adjustment because the round was too far to the right. So the weapon is going half direction towards the left. We're going to adjust for the shot. So another round, 400 meters. Order to load. Okay, you watch for the shot.
Back, bitte.
Okay, enemy is moved to the right.
400 Meter. Fahrzeug. Laden.
Okay, you've got the order, 200 meters. Load.
Feuer. Feuer.
And fire. So those rounds can get into 20 to 30 seconds in the air. Okay? They've stayed in that position too long. So if they stay any longer there, they're going to experience return fire from the enemy. So what they have to do, they have to disassemble the mortar, and they have to fall back to a fallback position.
Are they going to launch it again, Daddy?
This is where the first hit of the mortar comes into effect. We take it apart and put together very
Leave
quickly.
now, Daddy.
Stellum is the German order for putting into position. So wherever the base plate goes, the mortar is deployed. As you can see, a well-trained team gets the weapon into position quite
Yeah, we got
quickly.
ice cream now in a second.
the last round. Okay, his duty order is the rope, which is the German fallback. So under his cover, to disassemble the mortar, return to the start line, back under cover, and await your next mission. Okay, the riflemen are going to cover, they fall back to the mortar, but just keep it getting down with some rifle fire. And falls back to join his comrades. So there you have a short demonstration of weapons, equipment and tactics of what was known as the Waffen-SS in the late period Normandy 1944. So again, as we said, our trench warfare experience is open in the best maritime museum, well worth a visit, while we're waiting for the next act.